All right, hello everyone, and welcome to our business planner building. This is going to help you launch your business into 2023. But the best part about using this booklet that I have shared with all of you is that you can reuse it for the years to come, which is so beneficial because you're not having to relearn the terminology, relearn what you need to be doing. You'll know what you need to do, which is always a plus. So my hope is that we'll go through the book together this one time and you'll be able to maybe reference it in the future, but ultimately be able to share it with your teams and teach them what you're doing and just really empower you as a leader to take control of your business and also to help build for you to help build future leaders to help people below you who join you also take power over their business. My cat has lost her mind, but it's okay. So because I'm now recording, we're going to talk about the business planner. I know that we already discussed the brand together. But I want to go more over what I said, like what I wrote in. Now, as we go along, like I told you, I'm not going to be sharing my answers directly because I don't want to put words in your mouth. And the beauty of using this printout version, or even if you're doing it on your tablet, whatever is comfortable for you, is that you have the ability to erase. So as you're going through this, I want you to imagine the best version of yourself and what that looks like. So not necessarily what you're doing now and how you're operating your business now, but what you want your business to look like. Because I promise you, especially as a leader, you probably already know what you need to do somewhere in your mind. And this is just going to help you put those thoughts into an action. And so as you go, you'll notice that we're going to start out big like this, and then we're going to zoom in and almost get down to like the minute that you're running your business. Now you might say, Heather, I don't want to run my business minute by minute where I need to know that exactly 10 to 11 I'm going to be working on sponsoring. I get it. But if you don't have an action plan put in place that says that you need to be sponsoring X amount of people, it's going to be difficult for you to just wake up and be like, what am I going to work on today? So this will kind of help give you a focus when you feel like you don't have one. Okay, so here we go. So the first one that we discussed was the brand. And so on that first piece of paper that you guys have, it says, like, what are your products and services? I put wax, warmers, samples, cleaning, and diffusers. Again, focus on stuff that is going to be important to you. What do you sell now? What do you use now? What do you want to sell in the future? My target customer is going to be parents and young adults because I am a parent and a young-ish adult. I'll be 30 on the 19th, but core values, again, I just use Scentsy, simplicity, authenticity, and generosity. My brand voice, again, your brand voice is going to be when you're making posts and you're talking on social media, when you're creating content, when you're making any type of flyer, you want to kind of keep it in the same vibe. For me, that's positive, happy posts and uplifting. And so you kind of want to stay on brand for that. And then language as a strength for me would be that I know English. But if you know multiple languages, that would be epic because you can reach multiple countries because obviously Scentsy is in more than just the US. Again, we already discussed all this, so I'm not going to go into much detail on what all the different topics mean, but describe your product and service. I said I help my customers find the best fragrances and navigate what products work best for them. So if you have someone who likes diffusers, not warmers, then obviously I'm going to help them find a good oil. My main customers would be moms, just to hone in, not just parents, but more so the moms and young adults. And how people will learn about my brand is through word of mouth, self-advertising, and social media. My main competitors are myself, other direct sales, and other commercial businesses. My brand strengths is that I am in it. That I'm giving it helpful, and my brand descriptive words are light, encouraging, authentic, happy, inspiring, helpful, relatable, and funny. And then we had our business values. And so my business name is Legacy Scents, right? So that's my team name is Legacy Scents, but then my brand name is Beaches and Wax. Now for you, that may be the same thing. You may have the same one. Maybe you're like, Heather, I'm not a director yet. I don't have a teammate. Now's the time to start imagining what you'd want your team name to be. Hello. I like to use beaches and wax because that just really resonates with me because I live at the beach and I sell wax. And then legacy scents because we're leaving it's LEGASEA, so it's still on brand. Because we're leaving our tagline is leaving a legacy one fragrance at a time. And so that goes into both of those business names and brand names, because leaving a legacy for your family and leaving a legacy by selling the fragrances, and also leaving a legacy when people walk into your home and what they smell. So it goes for both my customers and my team. You're like, wow, that's actually really good. I know, right? Sometimes it just works out like that, but I've been doing this for 10 years. So I really know like who I am as a person. And so this has been like a building process for me. So it's okay if yours doesn't flow right to you yet. That is the beauty of pencil and paper that has an eraser. My target, did I go over that? Target customers. I just went over that again. Excuse me. Moms, young adults. Customer expectations would be quality, right? They want their product to be quality. They want fast shipping, and they want me. The main products and services, as I focus on wax and warmers and our cleaning stuff, unique selling proposition is that we are safe, we have high quality, and we're beautiful, right? So I feel like a lot of businesses don't have all three of those things. They're either safe, but maybe they're not as beautiful, right? Or maybe they have good quality, but they are not good. They are not safe. Or maybe they're beautiful, but they have bad quality, whatever. I love that Scentsy incorporates all three of those things. And then my unique story behind my brand is I joined as a college student at 19. I saw my friends and family ordering the products and needed to order and I needed to make an extra $300 a month. And I figured if they're already buying it, they could just buy it from me and then I'll make the money off of those sales. I had no idea it was going to transform into where we are today, but here we are. That's the power of just saying yes, right? Thinking outside the box. My mission statement is just the same one as Scentsy's, and my 30-second elevator pitch, hopefully you've done your homework. Mine is that I run a fragrance company out of my home. So I've been doing a lot of stamps.com or mail outs for my customers and for you guys. And so I know that I have a new mail lady. And so I know she's like, oh my gosh, all these pickups like every other day. And like, I feel bad, but I have to run my business. That's what it looks like right now. And so I gave her a hand soap and a catalog. And I just said, thank you for her help, because without her, it would be very difficult for me to run a fragrance company out of my home that allows me to spend time with my family. Now, maybe I got a customer out of that. Maybe I got a new team member out of that. Or maybe I just showed some empathy to another human being, right? All those things are important, especially for me if I'm being on brand. And then hopefully you built your Canva. I didn't see anybody's on our team page, but you do you. Like, again, as I said to you before we started this, I cannot make you do this. I can only provide the tools to help you flourish in your business. Whether or not you want to put them to work and share with us is completely up to you. All right, so today we're going to be discussing goals. Now, I did break this down because our goal segment was very, very large, okay? So for the goals, it's literally 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 different topics that we're going to be doing. And so there will be 5 different videos. So just know that is coming. I just don't want to overwhelm you. I really want you to take your time with this. It is not something that you need to rush through. You're not turning it into me. There is no grade. The only thing that you're going to get from this is clarity, and it might improve your finances. You might just grow as a person, but all that is very personal. So again, you can do the work, you can not do the work, you can grow this way, you can grow another way. You cannot grow at all that is completely up to you. Again, I'm only providing a resource. All right, so we're going to do goals. So we are actually going to be covering long-term goals and our annual goals, and that is because it wasn't very long. And then for our next video, we'll be focusing on our quarterly goals. Again, the point of this packet and how it is set up, or planner, not packet, whatever you want to call it, is it's going to take the big picture and then it's going to zoom us in. And then once you get zoomed in, something may not be resonating with you anymore. Like something that you may have answered because it sounded good. Now that we're asking more deep and depth or questions, and you can't answer that authentically, you may have to go back and look at what you said for the bigger picture and be like, I was just saying what I thought I was supposed to be saying, but now that I've had a moment to really reflect and think about it, and I want to answer this question honestly, I'm going to have to change what I said before. And that is the purpose. So I hope that happens to you. Like, that is my goal personally, is that happens to you, because I know that that's exactly what happened to me. So for our long-term goals, all right, so it has our 6 month, our 1 year, our 2 year, our 3 year, and our 5 year. And again, this looks like it's in a big picture, okay? And you'll see where it says we have our 6 month, and then in the 6 month, we have the goal, the why, and the action plan. There is no direct order that you need to write that in. So it might be easier for you to say in 6 months, my why I want to be where I want to be at is in 6 months, I really want to be able to pay off my credit card debt, right? And so that's the why, okay? And so now maybe based on that, you know, the action plan. I need to make, I don't know how you might be in $5,000 of credit card debt. I have no idea, but I need to make $5,000 in 6 months. I need to, that would actually be your goal. My bad. So your goal would be to make $5,000 in 6 months. Why? So that you can pay off your credit card debt. And the action plan is going to be, how are you going to sell $5,000 in 6 months? What does that look like for you? Maybe it's doing vendor events, scheduling vendor events and getting customers that way. Maybe it's doing more home parties. Well, how many home parties? Maybe it's just selling individually, you know, what Facebook parties. There's so many different options, right? And that action plan might overwhelm you because you're like, I don't know which actions to do, Heather, so that I can make the $5,000. If I knew the action, I probably would have already been doing it. Or maybe now that you wrote the action down, the goal down and why, the action plan, you're like, oh, I see the light. You know, that might be happening. But if you're having a hard time creating the action plan, then this is when I want you to take that time to really go to your sponsor or go to your director or come to me and be like, listen, this is what I want to do. I want to make $5,000 in 6 months because I would love to pay off my credit card debt. Can you please help me with how I can navigate and do that? I promise you, you're a leader with such a direct, just direct goal and why. It's going to be very easy for them to be like, girl, yes, I got you. Let's sit down. Let's talk about this. Let's map it out. This is what has worked for me in the past. This didn't work for me. This is what I believe you should do. And again, you don't have to do what they tell you to do. They're only giving the wisdom that they know. And I'm not saying you only need to go to one person. You can talk to a couple people, go listen to some YouTube videos. There's so much information out there. Once you know where your bow and arrow is getting, it's so much easier to get it to the target. Okay. But there's so many different tips on how to hold a bow and arrow. You gotta find which one's gonna work for who you are, the way your body's set up. Okay, anyway, so our 1 year goal, oh yeah, I forgot to mention that for the 6 month, the 1 year, the 2 year, the 3 year, and the 5 year, I want you to put the date and the year. And then for me to really hone in on what that actually looks like, I put the age that I will be in 6 months from now, in a year from now, in 2 years from now, in 3 years from now, in 5 years from now. And that really helped me set realistic goals for myself, right? In 6 months, I'll only be 30 and a half, you know, I don't know. But so what does that look like for me? Anyway, so for my 6 month goal, I said I want to sponsor more consultants and I put 12 people, and the why is to build future leaders. And for my 1 year plan, it'll be December of 2023. I'll be 31. I want to promote be hitting my star director numbers more effectively because we kind of took a big dip, but we're definitely rising back. And why? Because the same reason everybody wants to promote. The income is awesome. And 2 years from now will be December of 2024. I'll be 32 and I want to build new directors. And the why is because I want to promote to a superstar director. And then 3 years from now, I want to promote to superstar director. And why is to build an income that creates security. And 5 years from now, I want to start building other superstar directors. Why? Because it helps others leave a legacy for their families. So you can see that once you've done what you need to do as leader, once you've hit your goals, once you've gotten where you need to be, at that point, you can turn around and put your hand out and help the next person in line get to where you are for those who want it. And there are also going to be leaders who will rise up with you, who they'll see what you're doing and they'll be like, I want a part of that. I'm going to do what she's doing. And together we're going to grow together, which is beautiful. But you have to get a higher elevation in order to start reaching back and helping others grow as well. Like I can help everybody get to star director, but I can't help somebody get to superstar director because I've never done it. And that's where a lot of your financial freedom is going to come from, is once you get to those higher levels, like any business, right? So those are your long-term goals. And again, your homework for your long-term goal would be to maybe sit down with your sponsor, your leader, your director, or find some research videos on how you think you can navigate that, and then share it on our leadership page, excuse me. We got to get that page bumping. All right. It can't just be 3 people talking on there. That's rather boring if you ask me. Our annual goal is gonna be the next one, and that's gonna be our last topic for today. And so your main business goal for the year. Okay, so for that year, what do you want to do? And I put that I want to create more sustainable systems, and I have been honestly working on that, and I feel like I'm really getting to a place where that is becoming a reality. My business is moving more like a machine, which makes my life easier and less chaotic, and I don't feel like I don't know what to do, right? So I run this business every day, but if I'm walking into my office and I don't know what to do, I'm wasting a lot of time. Write your goal as if you achieved it. I said, wow, how much easier is it to run my business now? Sponsoring 12 people, having parties regularly has helped me grow so much. What it means to you that I can confidently talk to my team. Like I can with not just this is what I used to do and that worked, but this is what I'm doing and this is what I've had success in. You should do it too. This is one thing to say what someone should do. It's another thing that you are also doing it, and it's very important. What it means to your loved ones, that I'm helping pave a path and help growing our savings. And how else achieving this year's goal will improve your life. All this growth will help build my confidence and offer a cushion for our futures. And things you are willing to change to reach your goal. This is important because you guys probably know some stuff that you may be doing that you either need to take to the next level, right? So if you're, I don't know, I don't know how to explain that more deeper, but so things that you will change to reach your goal. And so these are going to be things that you're willing to change to reach your goal. I put my habits, my office hours, and my personal investments. I'm trying to think of a way to explain that. Maybe it's just really self-explanatory, but I need to change some habits in order to have more systems. I'm going to have to change some of my habits that I'm doing, which I'm also willing to change my office hours, being in my office more, being less laissez-faire about it, and more being in here. I've been in here from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. has been my goal that I've been working towards office hours wise, because if I'm not in here working, then I'm honestly probably crafting or cooking or cleaning, right? And that's not building my financial future, and I need to have a better balance personally. And then my personal investment. And so I've been more focused on what I'm investing back into my business. So what products I need to make sure that I don't run out of, team postcards that I'm going to send you guys, the stuff I need for my systems. I found personally that pen and paper obviously work better for me. And so I've been rebuying order forms and using them, and I just use this pen. There's not some overly complicated system, I promise you. I'll tell it to you real quick. So I just got this clear pen. Actually, I already had it. I just repurposed it. So these are the people that I mailed something to say thank you for their order, meaning they ordered in the past 2 months. I started back in October, when I really started realigning my business goals, I'll say. And so I went back to October because I know that I've been consistent with those customers. And so it wouldn't be me coming back 7 years for someone I haven't spoken to in 7 years, like, hey, you want to get a warmer? But these are people that I'm rebuilding relationships with. So I have them here, and then on the back, I have the ones who I don't need to ship a thank you thing to. I can just drop it off to their house and have that one-on-one connection, or at least save myself on the postage. All right. And then I have another list of people who have backed out. Maybe they said they wanted to get the Whiff box, or maybe they were going to get a warmer and they backed out. I have in here so that I can follow up with them in the future. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, typically when someone was interested in something and then all of a sudden they're not interested in something, it typically has nothing to do with wanting or not wanting the product, but it actually is, do I have the funds to buy the product? So you could give the opportunity to reach back out, which if they are interested now, they can get it. If not, whatever. And then the next list that I have is like my mom is there. Like I'm not gonna send her postage or anything. Love her to death, but that's not where I need to be investing my business. Anyway, I had a bunch of Withbox orders, and running my business this way, I was able to reach out to people who backed out of getting the Withbox orders last time, and I was able to reach out to people who got one and see if they liked their mail out that they got from me, and also if they wanted to get December's. Or if they ordered a Disney warmer, I can like, hey, next month for the warmer of the month and what that warmer looks like, because it's the Disney one. Anyway, thanks to start, I put coaching calls, Zooms, and joining more events like around my town. Thanks to stop is procrastination, self-sabotage, and checking out mentally. Those are all things I know I do, and they're all things I need to stop doing, especially since I know that I do them. Things to continue is our team postcards. I don't know if you noticed this or not, especially if you're newer, but this is the first year that I think I've been doing it for 2 years now. Might be a year, I don't know. I have consistently sent out postcards monthly. Okay, guys, I've been wanting to do that for 10 years. Okay, 9. It'll be 10 years in August, I think. But or maybe for 9 years. I don't know, something like that. I've wanted to do that for some time now, but I really sat down and I said, no more excuses. I'm going to do it. This is what I need to do for my team. I actually sent it to our group though. So everyone in our group who is in the top sales gets a postcard. And then everyone who in our team has sponsored, is freshly joined, or promoted is getting a postcard from me. And then I have our team banner, and that is also a recognition just for our team. And so that provides me a way to really connect with everyone that's in our group, to say like, I see you and you're awesome. But it also helps them just recognize themselves how big of a deal they are, because it's awesome. I put thanks to Kenya's postcards, YouTube. That was a very successful thing for me. I need to make sure that I'm posting these trainings and stuff on YouTube. And Canva. Canva has been awesome for me in navigating my business and just making it super simple for me to keep myself on brand without having to come up with new creative ideas all the time. And thanks to Learn, I said meditate, building leaders, and training platforms. There are other training platforms that we could be utilizing. Building leaders, we've been kind of stagnant. Once upon a time, we were growing exponentially, and so I want to get back to that. And meditate, just because it's good for you, right? Woo! All right, so the next sheet is this one. I'm not going to give you the answers this time. Is our annual overview and our annual checklist. Now, these two kind of work together, okay? So this is kind of like an overview. So what's happening in January? World tour. What's happening in February? Also world tour for different states, right? And then, so if in January, I know that we have world tour, then in December, what do I need to be doing? Or even November, what do I need to be doing in order to be the most prepared for world tour? That could be things like signing up for world tour, getting team gifts together. So I may say signing up for world tour in November, but then in December, I'm going to make sure I have my hotel booked. I'm going to make sure my team is going. I'm going to make sure that I had gifts together for them. If I'm presenting, I have all my ducks in a row for what I need to be talking about and what I'm going to be doing. So all of that is going to, excuse me, doing those things is going to make December run smoothly. So I'm not worried about that in December. I'm just worried about building relationships, building my PRV, building new recruits. So what you need to do in order to fill out this list efficiently is to go through on your workstation and see what the heck is coming up. When is reunion? When is World Tour? If you're a director, when's Director Boot Camp? When do our Christmas products launch? When do our harvest products launch? When do our Halloween products drop? When are we going to transition? I don't know if I said this, but when is reunion? What is the last day to order in December? When is the incentive trip going to stop and end? When is annual sales and annual mentor going to stop and start? For me, is when is SSC Summit or SD Summit? So those are just some things that you need to be looking at as an overview. Find out what month those things are going to happen in. And then for your annual checklist, what do you need to be doing the month or even 2 months prior, or maybe the month of, depending on what it is, in order for you to be the most efficient in that topic or in that event that's coming up, so that you're not overly extending yourself or you have no idea it's coming. I promise you, every year we have World Tour, every year we have reunion, every year we have harvest collection, every year we have a Christmas collection, every year we have a Halloween, every year we have annual sales, annual mentor. This is stuff that you know is coming, and so now we're going to be more prepared for it. And it's in checklist form, which is the best. All right, so that closes out a recap of what our goals were and what our brand is, helping you build your brand, and what building your long-term and your annual goals look like. Next week, we will be talking about our quarterly overview. But yeah, so I hope that you guys have a great rest of your day. Thank you for watching, and I hope that you're not just watching, but you're putting this into action. Until next time, bye guys.